Hello, Brooke. Thank you for reaching out for my new moon in Taurus reading. I'm really excited about this spread that I made for this new moon. Last night I did readings for a lot of people at Oracle for First Fridays. Today I'm working on an event at downtown Marriott, so it was too loud inside with the fountain, and now there's the music that's in the background, but whatever, you can still hear me. We're going to go with it. First off, thank you for reaching out again. It's super fun because today the two online readings I've done for people, video readings, both of them have been hair people. The other person, someone from St. Louis, who I met at a wedding. And so it was funny because, I don't know, just funny doing back-to-back readings for two hair people. And of course I've done stuff for Sarai and Hair Fairy as well. So it's just fun. I really love all these hair people. There's just something really creative about the hair field. So like I'm really excited about getting involved in that and meeting more people in it, and how there's such a rich network of really inspirational, spiritual people as well. So for our first card for inspiration, what inspires you at this time? Where do you draw inspiration? And we have the King of Swords. The King is so the new moon, first off, the new moon is a good time to plant seeds. It's a good time to set intentions. Taurus is definitely about that earth energy, about getting down to work, motivated to make use of the sunshine and this time that we have ahead of us, and also enjoying the finer things of life and allowing nature to take its course in growing the things that we want to grow, taking light in as well, and nourishing and growing our own bodies. So all of these cards, this kind of inspiration, this spread was channeled to me, downloaded by me for the purpose of giving us that kind of motivational jump start to jump into this summertime, jump into the springtime, jump into this very positive growth cycle and make the best use of it for some really positive change. With this King of Swords, the King, you're inspired by the King of Swords. The King of Swords is the this very developed mastery of the suit, which is swords, which is thoughts, words, and actions, the element of air. So you're really inspired by how much can you master and be the king of your field, king or queen. The king versus the queen. The king's more of the patriarchal rule, which isn't necessarily applicable in this, but I think more of the direct rule, the power, the mastery of skill and coming to that level, whereas the queen is more about the fine details, very much mastery in the mastery also behind the scenes, the inner workings of things. The king is more about that system that's in place. You've really stepped, I think there's a lot of powerful females now who have stepped into this powerful female business mindset, and knowing that they are boss babes and they are their own boss, and they are making strides in the field and doing really cool and innovative things. And you have mastered your ability with words, your ability with writing. I think we talked about writing again, and really that's all about communicating. This ability to have a one-on-one conversation, ability to talk to someone, ability to talk to someone on their level, and really speak to them where they're at, and knowing how to encourage people and how to not necessarily sway people, but to sway people, how to make those. I learned as a server, a little compliment or a little joke here and there really opens up a person. Once they laugh, they trust you. Once you say something nice about someone that's genuine, you have this connection with them that really disarms them and really allows you to have a perhaps more organic and closer spiritual, psychological bond versus just the day-to-day kind of vapid conversation. So you're very inspired by writing, other people who are really good writers. I also see motivational speaker, your ability to talk, you're mastering your skills, you're becoming a master of your skills, and you're really coming into your own. So our motivation, what motivates you into action? How can you increase your motivation and utilize your inspiration? This is card number 2. We have pulled the Knight of Cups. The Knight is a messenger. He rides on horseback. And he's kind of defense too. I would almost think a cop, but not always. Cups are emotion. Cups are water. Cups are the spiritual the heart. And so he is a spiritual messenger. You're motivated by these spiritual messages that you're getting. You're motivated by other people that you are learning from, other messages that you're hearing from other people, even if they're not intentionally giving you messages. They're saying things that are clicking with you, and you're kind of becoming in tune with that very synchronicitous way things line up when things are in place, and you know that you're on the right path. And they're kind of these indications that you're on the right path, you're on the right trajectory, you're doing the right thing, you are learning the right things, you're moving in the right direction, and just continually, day by day, tuning into that spiritual knowledge and that ability to clairvoyantly or telepathically communicate with the universe and others. And yeah, keeping those messages coming and like writing those ideas down, like taking all that inspiration and you're motivating yourself to make something from that. If you are feeling very called for something, you keep getting these messages, then it's like time to start doing it and answer the call. All right, so sustenance is card number 3. What we need to nourish our physical and astral bodies. How can we better fuel ourselves to achieve more? And we got the death card, which everyone freaks out about the death card, but really the death card's, I think, a very all the cards can have a really positive twist to them, and the death card, it doesn't really mean physical death. It more means like a permanent ending, whether that be a relationship or a partnership, or a ending of something, ending of a habit, ending of a cycle, putting something to rest. And I think that also knowing that everything comes to an end too. Like, we sometimes have to let things go. Sometimes we were really habits that we had to let go that are no longer beneficial to us, leaving those things behind. But also, that's your sustenance. That's you're composting the leftovers and making fertile soil for new stuff to grow from. So your inspiration that you're getting from, you're being inspired, you're being motivated, but that sustenance, that nutrients, is your past experiences, those things that are behind you but you've learned from and you've grown from, and now that's fertile soil to be able to write about, be able to talk about, be able to express to others your experience, and them kind of sharing in that experience as well. And so this isn't necessarily negative. Like, those things in the past that happened, like, we can see them as these very low points in our life, but we've learned from and persevered, and that's the beauty of humanity, is like how we're able to persevere from the low points and make something from it. Turn rags to riches, turn sorrow into happiness, turn addiction into not necessarily addiction, but things that, like, old bad habits, putting stuff behind us, old cycles, old patterns of behavior, and letting that fuel you, or be the letting that compost and being the fertile soil that's going to nourish you. And we all have enough of that to last us for a while. The dead wood, there's dead wood on the floor of the forest. That's the best kindling to make fire from, because it's dry. So now, like, pick up those branches and throw them in the fire and let them burn, and then put those ashes in the garden and let the seeds flourish from those carbon nutrients. Okay, goals and ambitions, number 4. What metaphorical carrot do you have in front of your chariot of horses? What is the pot of gold at the end of your rainbow? We have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands, Ace is the one. It's kind of the beginning, the initial, the start. Whenever there's an ace in a reading, it always really, the reading really focuses around that card too. So it looks like you're having really powerful goals and ambitions, and it's like saying, now is the time to start. Ace is 1, it's the start, it's the initiation, it's the, the trigger, the trigger gun, starting gun, whatever that's called. Lights, camera, action. Wands are all about fire, energy, creative willpower, but through our intentions, not necessarily through our words, but more through our creative expression. non-verbal communication. And so it's saying really like, it's really saying, well, your goals and ambitions are to really start that next new big thing that you've always been waiting, you know, that change you've always been, you know, we always feel like, oh, that pinnacle that's gonna come, it's never gonna be like, you gotta start somewhere. It's like, start now, like start it, get on it, create, don't hold back, and go. It's like saying go. You're ready. You've got all these goals ahead of you, and you can achieve all of them. Just got to plan, set those seeds of intention, and use this new moon to really help get that off the ground. I think it's all about you know, making that first mark. We get scared of the white piece of paper sometimes as artists, and sometimes you just got to make that first mark and not care if it's a mistake, because you can always go back and change it or add to it or add on top of it. Like, you just got to start. It's not going to be perfect, but you can perfect it later, and nothing's ever going to be perfect, but it's like, go ahead and start. A message of clarity, number 5. This is the message from your guides. How can we clarify the path ahead of us? And we got the Hanged Man. He is also a Major Arcana card, and he's this guy who's just chilling. He's hanging upside down, but he's just chilling. He's pretty relaxed, actually. And he knows that he's stuck. He can't really move, but he's not fighting it. And the Hanged Man, too, it's like, this too shall pass. And sometimes we just have to surrender to the universe. And, you know, like before I was saying, start your stuff. It may seem like, you know, when are things going to start for me? When are things going to shift? When am I going to finally be able to start? It's like, start now. You know, stuff is going to clear up later. The whole point is start. Some things might be on hold, but you just have to wait, because that means everything's happening in its perfect time. So be ready for it. Start making the plans now, so then when you're no longer stuck, or when you, you know, get let down from that tree, the universe is going to remove the boundaries when you are ready for that next, when you're ready to make that step. And you're ready, but don't force it. Like, let everything work in its own time. Put the things in place and the seeds in place, but you have to like let the seeds grow. You can't just, you know, the seed's not going to grow into a plant in a day. You got to plant the seeds, water it daily, talk to it, and let it grow. You know, give it sunshine, give it nourishment, and then over time, it grows into a beautiful flower that you can smell and eat, or whatever you do with it. Also, it would be a good idea to plant physical seeds. If you have herbs or anything else that you plant in your garden. Also, I really highly recommend this stone. This is peach selenite. I just got a piece at Oracle in the Crossroads where I was reading last night, and they have it online, or you can go there in person. It's really cool. Selenite is really good for purifying energy. It's pretty common. You can get that a lot of places, but this peach selenite is very like much energy of rose quartz as well, so it's very much like that purifying self-love. I really love this little guy. I think he's been really good for this new moon for me, and if he speaks to you, it should definitely get you peace. I get some crystals. It really helps ground, you know, all crystals are ground earth energy, so it really helps us to ground into it. I hope you liked that reading. Thank you so much for trusting me for your readings. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate your support so much. I'm glad that this has brought help to you in the past. I hope that this reading brings help to you as well. And I hope that you like this video part. I'm really excited about the videos because it feels really natural to me. But maybe some people will like written ones more. I can do any of them. But if you like it this way, if you like what you see, let me know, and feel free to reach out with any questions that you have about crystals or astrology or anything like that. And I hope that you have a great new moon in Taurus, and I hope that you really cultivate those seeds that you have. You have a lot of ideas and wants and hopes and dreams, and I know that you can achieve them. So I hope that this message encouraged you to go after those and really get to it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Brooke. And I hope that you have a seriously awesome weekend or week. New moon.